Hello good people, my name is Vlad and this is the HYTE Thicc Q60 AIO, literally the world's thickest AIO. This AIO brings some cool innovations and of course a big massive screen that is literally as big as some phones.
Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com.
The box and packaging feel premium, no doubt about that, and here is the pump block. Technically this is just a block with a screen dangling on it. Just kidding, it is attached quite good and it is rotatable left or right. And here is a thick boy itself, a massive radiator with two extra thick fans as well, and integrated pump in the middle of the radiator. There are also mounting kits for AMD and Intel platforms packed in those school bags and a connection cable as well. The screen can be moved left or right with included swivel arms, so you can position it in the way you want to. There are no up or down or tilt movements, just left or right and slight adjustments there. Thermal paste is pre-applied and protected with a plastic cover so you don't smudge your fingers, and ask me how I know about it. The tubes are also thick. Actually never saw such thick tubes on an AIO. These are like 12mm thick, braided with hidden wires for the screen as well in them. Fittings are at 90-degree angle and they allow for a nice amount of rotation, and they will not get in the way of the GPU if you install this AIO in any of HYTE's cases, as they are primarily targeted to fit in their cases. But here is something mind-boggling. Fans are thick FP12 fans, 120mm in size, 32mm thick with astonishing 3000 RPM, but not only that, 8.14mm H2O static pressure, as these fans needs to pull air through the chunky heatsink for sure. Airflow is 105.8 CFM, but what is insanely great is the noise of these fans. 10 decibels at lower speeds, that is freaking completely inaudible, and 43 decibels at max volume. Now, you can certainly hear that, but it is not jet plane crazy. To achieve these insane speeds, blades are made from fiberglass reinforced liquid crystal polymer material and they use fluid dynamic bearings. The chunky radiator is also impressive, 120 by 288 by 52mm. Literally, this is like two 240 radiators stacked one on another. Tubes exit straight out the middle of the radiator and they are not rotatable. On the top corner of the AIO there is a dual USB-C connector for the cables that it comes with, and another USB-C at the corner to connect additional devices. What is also impressive here and not yet seen anywhere else is the inclusion of quad-core ARM Cortex 64-bit CPU clocked at 1.3 GHz and 2 GB of RAM. Yes, you heard that correctly, this AIO has a CPU and RAM because it needs all that to power the screen and do all the things it's supposed to do. But hear me out once again, it has a 32-bit co-CPU and 500 MHz GPU and 32 GB eMMC integrated storage. And I know that we may be entering the realm of science fiction now, as I was puzzled as well, since when I connected it to the PC it showed as an Android device on the system. I immediately knew that this thing packs some heat under the hood. Pump is also integrated in the middle of the radiator. This technically reduces noise and keeps the pump cooler. It's rated from 2000 up to 4500 RPM. Right on the pump itself it says ginormous heat exchanger. I mean, it's obvious, duh, but it also says dual harmonic pumps. This is what they mean by that 2000 and 4.5 RPM range, as the pump is capable of running at max and still be completely inaudible. The screen is also pretty impressive. It looks like you put a phone in your PC. At first it's super strange, but you'll get used to it real quick. This is a 5-inch IPS screen, 300 nits of brightness with 720 by 1280 resolution and 293 pixels per inch. It has only portrait mode orientation and it has a refresh rate of 60 Hz. Impressive specs once again, but that is not all. It has a 42 pixel QRGB array of light behind it, so it can illuminate the motherboard with some cool effects. Now let's talk about the HYTE Nexus software powering this monster of an AIO, which is in my opinion the strongest feature of this AIO, but also its weakest link as well. So let's see what it's all about. So Nexus is a HYTE suite of apps that control their digitally powered devices, such as AIO for example, screen of the Y70 case and so on. So here you can for example see that if you play some music, the album cover and info will be displayed on the screen. I mean, other AIOs have similar options, but this one can do it from YouTube, Spotify and so much more players. You can set it to display CPU or GPU temperature, CPU voltage, clocks and so on. There are plenty of sensors it can pick up from your motherboard. But as I said, this is also its weakness. I mean, if you have the hardware built in the AIO itself, which is capable of offloading the CPU load in your computer for control of these functions, that is great, but again, why does it display only one information at a time? I mean, look at this. I can set it only to display one sensor per screen. If I select a CPU info, it will display only that. I can't add CPU and GPU together, for example, and for example, their usage or voltage. There is certainly space on the screen, but it is all software limited, as some non-digital AIOs are capable of displaying more info nowadays. So you can set backgrounds here, static or dynamic videos on them and so on. I mean, every other AIO can do it with screen, but again, the potential of this cooler is once again limited by the Nexus software. I did mention that you can set RGB lights on it to illuminate behind the screen. It's a cool feature to subtly illuminate the motherboard. You can also turn off the HYTE logo on the radiator itself if that is bothering you, since it has a little logo on there. The performance of this AIO is, on the other hand, exceptionally great and disappointing as well. Mind that this is recorded in August when it was 34 degrees at midnight. So as you can see on the screen, my room temperatures and temperature outside were like in a furnace hot. AC can't keep up with the cooling in the room. So idle temps of the Ryzen 5 7600X were going from 43 to 45, which is actually pretty usual and normal for this CPU and any cooler. But where it shines is with those mid temperatures when you are gaming or doing some moderate loads on the CPU. So while gaming it was around 55 degrees and up to 60 depending on the load in the game. So while doing stress testing, this CPU maxed out at 77 degrees, which is actually below the TJ max that this CPU is known for. So this puts this AIO in terms of the performance slightly above the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3240, which is literally the best AIO you can get in terms of pure performance versus money invested. But if we put this cooler on an Intel CPU, it shows it better side. Running this on 12900K CPU maxes out at around 68 degrees. This is nearly 20 degrees below the competition. It idles at 26 degrees and keeps it in the low 40s while gaming. So in case you decide to get this AIO, it will set you back a whopping $300, which is technically on par with most LCD screen enabled AIOs on the market. But in return, it offers so much more beside the looks. Once again, we are talking about 240mm size AIO here. The IPS screen is crystal clear and precise. There are zero issues with RAM clearance, for example. Not a single wire coming from the screen. It all looks awesome, which is a big plus for me. You can set custom fan and pump curves in the Nexus software to noise normalize this AIO, as it can get a bit noisy at max speeds. But the major drawback is unoptimized software, in my opinion, which holds back the massive potential that this AIO has in terms of what can be done with what is displayed on the screen itself. I certainly hope so that HYTE will be adding features as the time goes and improving it as well. But the other thing can't be fixed with the software update, the lackluster performance on AMD CPUs, especially on hotter models like Ryzen 9 range. I personally think that this has more to do with the position of the block on the AMD chips. They literally require you to offset mount for best results, but if you own an Intel CPU and a smaller case, this AIO is just made for those CPUs. Just beware of the thickness for top mounting, but for the side mount this will fit in most cases with room to spare. So to sum up, the cooler offers excellent performance, unique aesthetics and a great 6-year warranty, making it an exceptionally quiet option for most users. However, its high price and limited compatibility with cases prevents it from being a broadly recommended product. And while I appreciate HYTE's innovation and forward-thinking design, this cooler caters to a very specific market. Nonetheless, if you are looking for a display-equipped AIO and your case can accommodate it, the HYTE Thicc Q60 stands out as the best option available for Intel CPUs. So for AMD, there are better options. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and share the video, and don't forget to sub to the channel. See you in another one.